Brazil had 80% of the ball, and Japan were still winning at halftime. That tells you everything you need to know about how Japan played today. 2 defensive lines, no space, no mercy, 1 clinical counterattack goal, and Neymar on the bench the whole time. Brazil 2, Japan 1. Here is how Ancelotti found the answer. Japan came into this match with a tactical plan, and for 45 minutes it was working perfectly. Brazil started with full control of the ball. Guimarães was probing. Vinicius was moving. Possession was well over 80% for long stretches of the first half, but here is the problem. Japan did not care about the ball. Hajime Moriyasu set his side up in 2 compact defensive lines, low block, narrow. Every player behind the ball, they compressed the central spaces where Brazil wanted to play, and whenever Brazil tried to go wide, Japan closed them down fast. Brazil had no answer. The passes went sideways. The crosses went nowhere. Then came the moment Japan had been waiting for. 29 minutes. Danilo plays a sloppy pass in his own half. Kaishu Sano reads it immediately. He intercepts and drives forward with pace. Casemiro tries to recover, but is too slow to close the gap. Gabriel Martinelli backs off and gives Sano room to shoot. Sano fires low from 25 yards. Allison dives. He cannot get there. 1-0 Japan. And that was their only shot on target in the entire first half. That is the counterattacking plan executed at the highest level. 1 chance, 1 goal. Japan go into halftime leading Brazil at the World Cup. Matheus Cunha had 1 effort from range. Suzuki saved it without drama. Guimarães headed 1 goalward early in the second half. Saved again. Then a Casemiro diving header was blocked on the goal line by Tomiyasu. Brazil were creating, but Japan had a goalkeeper who was not going to make it easy. Ancelotti had to say something at halftime, and whatever it was, it completely changed the game. Ancelotti did not panic at halftime. He simply changed the question Brazil was asking Japan. First half, Brazil tried to unlock a deep block with short passes through tight spaces. It did not work. Japan were too organized, too disciplined, too well-drilled for that approach. So in the second half, Brazil stopped trying to play through Japan and started going over them. Direct balls, with crosses into the box. Japan are built for speed and quick transitions. They are not built to defend aerial balls all match. That is the weakness Ancelotti targeted, and it showed almost immediately. 56 minutes. Gabriel Martinelli drives forward and delivers a cross from the left side. Casemiro makes a sharp run to the back post. He connects cleanly with his head, 1-1. The same player who lost Sano for Japan's goal now scores the equalizer. That is how football works at this level. And then came the moment of the match. Vinicius Jr. picks up the ball on the left. He nutmegs his defender. He drives into the box and curls a shot toward the far post. Zion Suzuki throws out his hand and gets just a fingertip on the ball. It deflects off the post and goes wide. That was the goal of the tournament. Denied by a genuinely outstanding goalkeeper, Japan held on. They stayed in shape, but the energy was fading. After 80 minutes of tracking, sprinting, and defending inside their own half, the legs were gone. 96 minutes, Rayan wins the ball in Japan's box and plays it back to Guimarães. Guimarães slides a perfectly timed through ball. Martinelli controls it with 1 touch. Left foot, low across Suzuki. The ball clips the inside of the post and crosses the line. Brazil 2, Japan 1, and this time there was no way back. Casemiro was the low point of Brazil's first half. He was also the reason Brazil are through. Booked in the 13th minute, backed off Sano and gave him the space to score. Not his best 45 minutes in a Brazil shirt, but second half, he ran to the back post on his 90th cap and headed Brazil level. Same match, same player, completely different performance. Top rating on the night. That is why Ancelotti still trusts him at a World Cup. Brazil are in the last 16, but if you watch that first half, you know there are still serious questions. Their next opponents, the winner of Ivory Coast versus Norway on July 5th in New Jersey, on paper, that looks more manageable, but Brazil showed gaps today that better teams will target. Lucas Paqueta went off injured at halftime. That is a real problem going forward. Matheus Cunha offered very little as a center forward. Vinicius was barely involved until late. And without Guimarães running the show from deep, Brazil had no midfield control at all in the first half. Then there is the Neymar situation. Ancelotti confirmed after the match that he was saving Neymar for extra time. He was going to come on at minute 105. Right now, Neymar is an impact option. He is not ready to start. against a team more dangerous than Japan, that strategy might not hold up. As for Japan, they leave this tournament with their reputation absolutely intact. They have never won a World Cup knockout game. That record still stands, but Suzuki was exceptional from start to finish. Sano scored his first senior international goal at the biggest stage in football, and Moriyasu's tactical plan nearly pulled off one of the great World Cup upsets. Japan gave everything they had. They simply ran out of legs at the end. If you predicted Brazil to come from behind and win this one, drop a comment right now. Let us see who called it, and if you want our next match prediction before anyone else, subscribe and hit the bell. Do not miss it. Next on Last Touch, Ivory Coast versus Norway. One of those two sides faces Brazil in the round of 16 on July 5th. Which team has what it takes to stop the Selecao? We are breaking down the tactics, the key players, and our prediction. That video is dropping very soon. Stay right here on Last Touch.